Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Bold and the Beautiful recap is finally in for Monday, July 28, 2025. In today's episode, fans can expect Steffy Forrester Finnegan, Jacqueline Missins Wood, to decide to leave town for a bit. Meanwhile, Grace Buckingham, Cassandra Creech, spies on John, Finn Finnegan, Tanner Novlin. It seems that Grace made a big mistake when performing Liam Spencer's, Scott Clifton, surgery. At the Cliff House, Steffy talks to Finn. The brunette needs to leave town a bit to recharge. The doctor says of course, he is fine with it. They talk about Liam's surgery. Finn says the surgery seems to have been successful, but Grace is avoiding his questions. Over at Bill Spencer's, Don Diamond, house, a nurse checks on Liam. The patient is recovering very well. When she leaves, Liam and his dad talk. Bill is thankful he had the money to pay for this surgery. As they get emotional, the father and son hug. Finn stops by to see Liam. Bill leaves to take a call, leaving Liam and the doctor alone. Liam tells him Shayla Carter Sharp, Kimberlyn Brown, stopped by. The patient talks about how Steffy thanked Sheila. The topic changes to the recovery. Finn asks if he has gotten any more information about the procedure. Liam hasn't. Finn checks his incisors and seems baffled. They are much smaller than they normally would be in a procedure like this. Grace spies from nearby before making her presence known. Grace is pleased with the recovery. Liam says he oddly feels good considering he just had major surgery. Finn remarks that it's incredible as Grace internally freaks out. At Forrester Creations, Ridge Forrester, Thorsten Kaye, and Eric Forrester, John McCook, are getting ready to leave for the trip to Italy. Eric continues to badger Ridge about Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang. Over in another office, Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, continues confronting Brooke. After Taylor stomps away, Nick Marone, Jack Wagner, approaches Brooke. The blonde is supposed to leave her itinerary with Nick. Ridge enters and frowns as he watches Nick kiss Brooke. Steffy enters and is sure the trip will be a huge success. As for her, she needs some time off. Steffy warns her father not to give in to Brooke's begging. Eric follows Nick and knows about his trip to Italy. Eric orders him not to interfere. Nick says that Ridge is engaged to another woman. Everyone rejoins and Taylor locks eyes with Steffy as Brooke gushes about the trip. Taylor kisses Ridge while Nick recalls his time with Brooke and Capri. The sun rose over Los Angeles with a deceptive promise of peace. But within the gleaming walls of Forrester Creations and the cliffside mansion, emotional storms were brewing. On the Monday, July 28 episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, relationships strained under secrets, alliances began to crack, and plans were set in motion that could change everything. Let's dive into the unraveling drama as Steffy prepared for a secretive escape. Grace Buckingham spied from the shadows with intentions unknown, and Dr. John, Finn Finnegan, stumbled across a chilling clue that could alter the course of his fractured marriage. At the Cliff House, Steffy's quiet goodbye. Steffy paced her living room, a small travel bag zipped shut on the couch beside her. She stared at the family photo on the mantel, her, Finn, and Kelly, smiling, whole, before everything fell apart. The tears stung her eyes, but she fought them back. There was no time for another breakdown. She reached for her phone, rereading a message from Amelia. I can have Kelly ready by 2 p.m., will be discreet. Steffy was leaving, not for a quick trip, not for a break, she was disappearing for now. I can't stay here and wait for Finn to keep choosing Sheila over me, Steffy muttered to herself. And I definitely can't raise Kelly in this war zone of lies. She almost wished Liam had stayed longer that morning. His offer to help her leave had been generous, protective, familiar. Too familiar. But she politely declined his help, for now. This exit needed to be hers. Her choice. Her control. But just as she grabbed her suitcase, the door opened. Going somewhere. It was Finn. Finn's arrival, and a growing rift. Finn stood in the doorway, looking more drained than ever. The bags under his eyes betrayed sleepless nights, and his tone was unusually sharp. "Are you running away again, Steffy?" Steffy didn't even flinch. "I'm doing what I have to for Kelly, and for myself." "Without talking to me first?" "You've heard me talk, Finn. For weeks. And you still let Sheila slither back into our lives." Finn clenched his fists at his sides. "I'm not defending my mother. I'm trying to manage a wildfire without burning us all." "You let her hold our daughter," Steffi snapped. "You trusted her again, you said it wouldn't happen. And yet, here we are." He stepped closer. "I'm not giving up on us." She stepped back. "I already did." Oof, that hit Finn like a freight train. Steffi turned her back to him, tears she could no longer hide streaking down her cheeks. "Don't make this harder, Finn." He stood silent, breathing heavily. But he didn't stop her. Not this time. As she left the room, his eyes fell on the end table, where a child's drawing lay crumpled. It was Kelly's, and something about it made him pause. A red scribble next to a black stick figure. A jagged figure labeled Grandma. And written above the scene, "She scares me." At Forrester Creations, Grace has eyes everywhere. Meanwhile, in the sleek office at Forrester, Grace Buckingham lurked like a cat with a full dish of cream. Grace had returned under the pretense of helping Zend with an upcoming line. But that wasn't her real focus. No, she was there for Luna, and more importantly, for control. Peeking through a cracked office door, Grace overheard a conversation between Luna and RJ. "Do you think your mom's still watching us?" RJ asked quietly. Luna sighed. "She always is. It's what she does best: spy, judge, manipulate." From her hiding spot, Grace's eyes narrowed. She'd hoped Luna would come to her senses and end things with RJ quietly. But it looked like her daughter was still falling deeper into the Forrester world. Later, Grace made a not-so-accidental bump-in with Paris in the hallway. "Quite the power couple, those two," she purred, gesturing toward the design room. Paris gave a cautious smile. "They make each other happy. Isn't that what matters?" Grace's smile didn't reach her eyes. "Happiness can be fleeting. And dangerous." Paris tilted her head. "Are you threatening them?" "Just making an observation," Grace said coolly. "But sometimes people need to be reminded where they really belong." She turned on her heel and walked away, her plan beginning to take shape. In Eric's office, Bridge reconnects. Across the hall, Rook and Ridge sat with steaming coffee mugs, enjoying a rare quiet moment. "You've been quiet today," Rook said softly, brushing her hand across Ridge's. "I've just been thinking," he admitted. "About Steffi, about Finn, about how fast everything can fall apart." Rook nodded. "I know. But maybe Steffi stepping away for now is what she needs. Sometimes distance brings clarity." Ridge took a deep breath. "I just hope it doesn't break them for good." Brooke smiled. "You sound like a man who still believes in redemption." "Yeah, I am, because we found ours." She squeezed his hand. "Let's not waste it." They kissed tenderly, one of those timeless Bridge moments, full of history, heartache, and hard-won affection. But even in this quiet, Brooke couldn't shake the feeling something big was coming, something dark. Back at the Cliff House, Finn's discovery. Alone now, Finn sat on the couch, staring at Kelly's drawing again. The child had drawn her family, herself, Finn, Steffi, and someone labeled Grandma. The red scribbles surrounding Sheila's figure weren't just childish abstractions. They looked frantic, like warning flares. And the word "scary" in a child's shaky writing made Finn's stomach churn. He turned the drawing over and found something he hadn't seen before. A folded note, clearly written by Steffi, maybe in haste, maybe to be found after she left. It read, "If anything happens to me or Kelly, look at Sheila. Always look at Sheila." Finn's breath caught in his throat. Was Steffi afraid something was already happening? Had Sheila made another move that he didn't see, the house felt suddenly too quiet. He bolted upright and grabbed his keys. If Steffi was already on the move with Kelly, there was only one place she might go first. And if Sheila was still lurking, he had to get to them before she did. Sheila's hideaway, shadows and secrets. In a dimly lit apartment, Sheila Carter paced. She hadn't seen Steffi or Kelly in days. Finn hadn't returned her calls. Something was off. She's leaving town, Sheila hissed to herself. Taking my granddaughter away from me. Jack, seated across the room, folded his arms. Maybe it's for the best, you promised to stay away. Sheila whipped around. You think I don't know what's best for my family? Jack stayed calm. Steffi is scared, Sheila. The best thing you could do, for Finn, for everyone, is to walk away. But that was something Sheila Carter had never learned to do. Her mind raced. If Steffi thought she could escape her, she had another thing coming. I'll make sure Finn sees the real Steffi, Sheila muttered. He'll come back to me. They always come back to me. And just like that, Sheila disappeared into the night, another plan forming. Dangerous. Desperate. Final scene. Collisions are coming. Back on the road, Steffi's car sped along the coast. Kelly dozed in the back seat, unaware of the turbulence unraveling around her. Steffi clutched the wheel tighter as her phone buzzed again, Finn calling. She didn't answer. Not now, not until we're safe. But far behind her, another car trailed. The license plate unrecognizable. The driver unseen. And back at Forrester, Grace stared out the window, muttering, time to end this. Steffi's exit may be the beginning of a self-imposed exile. But it could also mark the start of a battle much more dangerous than she expects. Finn's growing suspicions about Sheila may open the floodgates to secrets long buried. And Grace. She's more involved than anyone realizes, and her next move could devastate RJ and Luna's romance. With Sheila lurking, Finn racing against time, and a note that could change everything, the next chapter is about to explode. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Bold and BAUTFAVL UPDAT YouTube channel for more update news.